Walmart just raised prices and then laid off 1,500 workers. Now Trump is furious, publicly accusing America's largest retailer of betraying the country. But this isn't just political theater. It's a $648 billion pressure cooker that might be about to blow. Could this be the moment the U.S. economy blinks? Because behind those layoffs is a deeper issue. One Wall Street is tracking, shoppers are feeling, and Washington seems powerless to fix. If Walmart, the face of low prices, can't survive Trump's trade war without breaking, who can? And what cracks next? Walmart sources more than half its merchandise from China. With Trump's 25% tariffs back in full swing since April, those price hikes weren't optional, they were survival. But as prices kept rising, one question echoed louder. If Walmart's to blame, why are all the other stores doing the same? The politics are noisy, but the numbers are clear. A 2025 report from the Brookings Institution found that 94% of tariffs since 2018 were paid by U.S. companies, not Chinese suppliers. Walmart, which posted just a 4.3% profit margin in the first quarter of 2025, has little cushion to absorb added costs. So, when tariffs hit products like vacuums or toddler car seats, the fees get passed straight to the consumer. Bloomberg now estimates that U.S. importers are paying nearly $12 billion per year in Trump-era tariffs. A new NBER study shows these costs are eating into family budgets, cutting household spending by an average of $213 every quarter. Walmart has long been seen as the last line of defense between American families and economic hardship. But it's not absorbing the trade war's costs. It's handing Washington's tab to the checkout line. And the big question now, how will they respond? Just days after the Walmart-Trump standoff, other retailers made moves. Target slashed its earnings outlook by 12%. Best Buy flagged cost volatility as a major risk in its May SEC filing. And Walmart? It didn't issue any second quarter profit forecast, almost unheard of for a company that pulled in $648 billion last year. Then, on May 20th, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent testified to Congress tariffs do cause delayed but real price increases. His admission clashed with earlier claims that other countries were footing the bill. Public sentiment is shifting. Morning Consult polling shows support for Trump's trade stance dropped 9 points in swing states over the past 3 weeks. Meanwhile, Amazon quietly updated its pricing model and avoided the tariff debate entirely. The message from retail is clear. This isn't about politics, it's about logistics. Amid growing turbulence, Walmart is making tough internal calls. On May 21st, it announced 1,500 corporate job cuts, mainly from its global tech and Walmart Connect units, the official reason to streamline and modernize. But the timing, just days after Trump's public criticism, raised eyebrows. Internal memos leaked to USA Today confirmed most of these roles were based in Bentonville and Seattle. The goal company-wide efficiency. Walmart's recent $2.3 billion acquisition of Vizio shows it's serious about expanding into digital ads and automation. But those moves are happening alongside sweeping layoffs, prompting questions about deeper restructuring. Walmart's VP of Communications Nick Dios claimed the layoffs weren't tariff-related. But former strategist Mike Kesley told Reuters tariff-driven pressure is accelerating hard decisions the company had already been considering. The layoffs are hitting more than just the tech floor. Employees across departments face uncertainty, and local economies in Arkansas and Washington state are feeling the pinch. Critics argue that while Walmart pushes to innovate, it must weigh the human cost. And how it balances growth with workforce stability remains an open question. Following the layoff news and price hikes, Walmart's stock dropped 3.1%, wiping out over $9 billion in value in a single day. JP Morgan analysts warned that Walmart's inability to shield itself from tariff fallout could point to fragile consumer demand. Meanwhile, consumer confidence is slipping. The University of Michigan Sentiment Index fell to 68.4 in May, its lowest since January, driven by rising retail prices and growing concerns about the economy. Other retail giants are feeling the heat. Target's stock dropped 2.8%, and Home Depot issued a warning about inventory problems due to disrupted supply chains. Even discount stores are seeing sales drop for non-essentials like electronics and home goods. The retail sector is skating on thin ice, and the cracks are widening. Tariff costs continue rising, and retailers are struggling to balance the books. Consumers, in turn, are tightening their wallets. Spending on non-essentials is dipping fast, adding more uncertainty to an already fragile outlook. A May 22nd report from Fitch Ratings laid it out. If Walmart, processing 37 million transactions a day, can't weather these tariffs, the rest of the retail market is walking on ice that's ready to break. And beneath that ice, a deeper threat, a broad consumer slowdown that could reshape the rest of 2025. Walmart was once seen as nearly immune to recessions, a logistics giant built to absorb inflation and still deliver on price. But when even it starts cutting skilled tech jobs and withholds profit guidance, something bigger is breaking. By May 2025, U.S. credit card debt had surged past $1.31 trillion per the New York Fed. Foot traffic at budget stores was down 11% year over year, according to Placer.ai. These aren't just tactical shifts, they're red flags. The idea that tariffs could work as strategic tools is breaking down in plain view. Markets are now shifting faster than policymakers can react. If Walmart, America's price anchor, can't stay steady in an economy that grew just 1.2% in the first quarter of 2025, according to the BEA, the next failure might not be a store. It could be trust in the U.S. economy itself. Though Walmart has described the layoffs as part of a push for efficiency, many experts say they reveal deeper structural cracks caused by outdated trade policies. Joe Mai, senior analyst at China Markets Review, told Bloomberg that the U.S. retail sector is colliding with trade tactics built for a past era, ones that can't handle the complexities of today's global supply web. Walmart's reliance on just-in-time logistics and low-cost imports is breaking down under volatile tariffs. At the same time, its internal shakeup mirrors a broader corporate trend. According to McKinsey data from May 2025, nearly three-quarters of U.S.-based multinationals are relocating parts of their supply chains to avoid ongoing trade friction. But that shift isn't smooth. It's expensive, risky, and already triggering job cuts, especially in skilled logistics roles. The global supply chain is in transition, and both businesses and consumers are feeling it. As retailers adapt, the gap between political rhetoric and everyday reality is widening, and the people caught in the middle are feeling the squeeze. Angela Nichols, 38, a project manager in Walmart's e-commerce logistics unit, was laid off in May. She told Reuters, "I helped Walmart save $28 million last year by optimizing our fulfillment algorithms. Now I'm comparing Cobra plans with my grocery receipts." Her story isn't unique. According to Challenger, Gray & Christmas, retail layoffs surged 215% year over year in April, hitting tech-focused roles the hardest. Meanwhile, grocery prices jumped 6.4% over the past year, including a 4% rise from May 2024 to May 2025, driven by fuel costs and tariffs, per the USDA. Families aren't just tightening budgets, they're falling behind. The latest Census Household Pulse survey shows that 41% of Americans missed at least one bill payment last month. These aren't abstract trends, they're now hard economic facts. Walmart's rising prices and layoffs aren't signs of defiance. They're signals that national policy is under stress. According to leaked Wall Street Journal notes, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent admitted privately that although tariffs have brought in more revenue, those gains are being wiped out by weak consumer spending and shrinking retail tax collections in multiple states. The Congressional Budget Office now projects U.S. GDP growth will slow to just 0.9% by the third quarter of 2025 if current trade policies remain unchanged. Meanwhile, spending among low-income Americans is expected to drop by 3.7%. Walmart didn't make these choices out of defiance. It followed the math. The bigger question now, will Washington change course or keep demanding loyalty from companies trying to stay afloat in a system working against them? And here's the bigger fear. What happens when the next major company doesn't adapt, but collapses instead? If Walmart, America's biggest employer and inflation benchmark, can't hold the line, what chance do smaller chains have? And more urgently, what's the next policy shock we're not ready for? Because tucked into a recent SEC filing, one major U.S. corporation quietly disclosed its contingency plan, a full-scale exit from China. That's not a forecast, it's a flashing red light. Make sure to hit subscribe. In the next video, we'll break down which industry is bracing for the next trade war wave, and how it could force Washington to choose between inflation or economic fallout. Thanks for watching.